Trev, who's your standout?
Oh, man. Look, I love watching this guy pitch, and I can't deny it any longer. I'm going with Trevor Bauer. Up against the Marlins, 7 innings pitched, 10 Ks, 2 hits. And what I like about watching him pitch is he makes dudes take absolutely silly swings. And I posed this question to a group of pitchers in the show. I said, does Bauer have the best feel for his pitches in the game? And the reason I say that is that he approaches his pitching like with an engineering type mentality, like he's broken them all down. He's studied them, every single one, and he's just learned what his pitches do, what he can make them do. And you can tell that he has the confidence to move them around the zone, speed them up, slow them down, because his sequencing right now is incredible. Like he can get guys that front door, that front hip two-seamer that he's throwing to lefties right now. It's so hard to throw that pitch. That's why you don't see a lot of guys throw it. And he's mastered it, and he's able to throw his secondary pitches off that fastball so well. You see this guy just absolutely dominate hitters. And people were talking last year, oh, it's a Mickey Mouse Cy Young. You know, he only started 11 games in it. Well, he started 9 again this year, so that's 20 starts. And he's been arguably even better this year in some regards. He was that good last year that he won the Cy Young. You know, he's leading the league in strikeouts and innings pitched. What else do you need the guy to do? He's been one of the best pitchers in the big leagues. At some points he's been absolutely unhittable, and against the Marlins this weekend, that was the case. He was unhittable.
He led the league last year in homers, not per 9. And he's right now averaging less than that. I did a breakdown on some of the ejections in that game, Trev, and I left in Bauer using that front hip two-seamer to a lefty because it's just so nasty, and he threw the slider beforehand, like back foot slider, to make that lefty feel uncomfortable on the inside, and then made use of that uncomfortableness by throwing the front hip two-seamer. And the combo there, back him up and then bust him in, it's like fair. Not fair. The two-seamer right now is incredible. So,
Trev, it is easy for us to sit on our couch and say, why don't more guys throw that? But correct me if I'm wrong. But, hey, you leave that out a little bit, that's a two-seamer over the middle. Guys hunting fastballs, that's a problem. And if you're a little too far in, you're hitting a batter and you're a wild pitcher, and it's a bad time. So that's why more guys don't do it. And, yeah, he loves his stuff. He sets him up. He feels so comfy. I think the only guy that maybe gives him a battle would be Bieber. But Bieber's more of a everything's just on the same plane, so you'll see guys take fastball over the dick, and you're like, what? It's like, well, they were sitting nasty curve.
Yeah, I don't see a pitcher in the big leagues getting more swings on pitches that go like 50 feet. He gets guys to swing at pitches that aren't even freaking close. And, you know, when you're on the mound, and like obviously you haven't pitched in a long time, but I remember this. When you're trying to go inside front hip on a lefty, the visual is just so hard. How can you pick up that point and say, I need to start it literally hitting the guy and run it back? It's a weird mental thing to do, but he, like I said, he's just deconstructed his pitches so well, and he just understands them probably better than anybody in the big leagues right now, that he's able to do that. And for me, like I said before, and Jim, you alluded to it too, it's just the sequencing of pitching, setting guys up to throw the next pitch, and guys know it's coming too. They know that he's going to set them up because he wants to K them, and it's just, I mean, he had guys slamming their bat at bat after at bat after at bat, and that he loves that shit.
He had a 54 whiff percentage on his slider. And I remember there was one like Garrett Cooper swung at like a 50-foot bouncer, like you're saying. So,
yeah, people love to hate the guy, and like, look, we understand maybe he gives them a reason to sometimes, especially if you're not a fan of the Dodgers. But if you just objectively look at him pitch, it's incredible to watch.
Well earned.